Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic. What folklore creature do you think really exists? The Kraken is almost definitely an extra thick colossal squid and I want him found. Forget it. Too big for calamari. Do you really doubt that the Japanese couldn't find a way to catch him and serve him on a fresh bed of whale? https://wiki/deep-c_gigantism. This is probably exactly what the Kraken is. I assume once your deep-sea giantism gets to the point you no longer have a natural predator, the only thing that can take you down is man. That sounds so badass. Once you become so big and strong nothing can kill you, man will. If there was an undiscovered folklore creature somewhere, I'd put all my money on it being one of the ocean ones, Loch Ness Monster, Kraken, etc. Some sort of sea monster. The ocean is so incredibly big and goes insanely deep. Who knows what we can't see in the depths? Edit. To everyone hitting me with the loch means lake not ocean, yes, I am very aware of that. But it is called the Loch Ness Monster because it was seen in Loch Ness, a lake which is very much connected to the ocean through River Ness. Which means if it is real, there's a chance it's from the ocean, making it a sea monster. Although to be fair, I have no idea how big the river is. But it could have slipped through the river when it was a baby and grew up in the lake. It could be argued that giant squids are what was believed to be krakens, especially seeing how they are so rare. Didn't we doubt for a long time that even giant squid were real? Perhaps there are a few rare giant squid who can live long enough and grow large enough to be considered kraken. ETA, thank you to everyone for letting me know that we actually have known for a while that giant and colossal squid exist. I appreciate you all. The oarfish inspired many sea serpent myths as well. Officially the longest was 36 foot but there have been reports of them growing to 56 foot. Edit, lots of comments on how these are totally sea serpents. I think the difference is they aren't known to sink ships and drag sailors down. Or they're just so good at it we haven't been able to prove it yet. Happy sailing. Scanned the article a bit and in 2016, Animal Planet aired an episode of the television series River Monsters named Deep Sea Demo in which Jeremy Wade was filmed during an encounter with a live oarfish while diving. The oarfish at this location seemed to be using a buoy anchor chain as a guide to ascend to the surface. On his second diving attempt, he was able to film two live oarfish as they ascended relatively close to the surface. This is the only known footage of human interaction with a healthy oarfish in its own environment. Wade was even able to touch one of the oarfish with his hand. Further evidence that Jeremy Wade is a badass. Why the fuck did my phone autocorrect that to bad $? I've never typed bad $$ in my life. Most of the ocean things I wouldn't be surprised by. Considering coelacanths were thought to be extinct until relatively recently, I think it makes sense that there's all sorts of crazy shit down there that we might never discover. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Also Mothma, just because I think it's hilarious and too ridiculous to be fake. If Mothma did exist it would be fucking terrifying. If I found out Mothma actually existed, I'd nope the heck out of this life. I kind of feel obligated to believe in the Mothma because my relatives reported the first sighting in America. Which, funny enough, I only discovered on accident while listening to an episode of Law. I'm Aaron Mork. And this is Law. Might not be new to most people, but the jackalope actually does exist technically. The jackalope is a North American legend, a rabbit with antlers. In reality, it's a rabbit suffering from a virus that causes weird growths on its head. Wait, jackalopes are mythical. Damn, I just always assumed they were real for some reason. I got a jackalope coin bank from my grandpa when I was a kid. I had no idea they weren't real for the longest time. I always hoped to see one. Can confirm. It's a papilloma virus, similar to HPV in humans, but for whatever reason bunnies are more susceptible to having it go haywire. If you look up the tree man, that's an example of the virus going haywire in humans. http://imgur.com/gallery/mzupam, edit, not truly NSFW, but kinda disturbing image. If you look up the tree man. Life is disgusting. The Pukai of Murray myth. Or at least, it did exist. We've got fossils. The Murray killed off its food supply. Edit, it's the Haast seagull. New Zealand, the land of birds. Before people arrived it's thought that the only mammals on New Zealand were bats. Edit, aside from aquatic mammals like seals and whales. New Zealand doesn't exist and birds aren't real. Try again, buddy. Megapoder. It's just a really, really big anaconda, and since those snakes grow continually throughout their lives, I wouldn't be surprised if some have, in the past, gotten over 50 feet or more. There are unconfirmed sightings of anacondas around that length actually. The problem with confirming these things is that you would have enough people, and strong people at that, to hold it out all the way extended and measure it, or you would have to kill it somehow, before it got away. So basically impossible. Just hold a wireless mouse against it as it slithers past, then measure how far the cursor moved on the monitor. Megapoder. Well, there was the Titabor, and that thing is massive. Especially considering how dense the atmosphere was back then, I wouldn't doubt that there was a gigantic anaconda as well. I think Askreddit probably existed until relatively recently, still tilde may be extinct for thousands of years though. The stories make sense. They are widespread and common in the areas it was said to exist, and there is a fossil record for small hominids in other islands in Indonesia. So no one is gonna bring up that artist's impression on the wiki page. Felt cute might go extinct later. I will. If I saw that in the woods I'd expect it to try and sell me weed. Homo floresiensis is a small hominid, they were another species of human. Are those the same hominids that were preyed upon by Komodo dragons? Poor bastards. Imagine being shrunk to 3 feet tall and being dropped on Komodo Island with only a sharp stick for protection. Russian Yeti. There was a 3-hour documentary on Discovery and it freaked me out. It's actually just a typical Yeti, but it squats and wears a tracksuit. No, you're thinking of the Slav Squatch. Askreddit, please stop awarding this, it's drawing attention to my fascination with turning words into a portmanteau. Also, credit to you /4x4 Taco for discovering this beautiful depiction of our mythical creature. Askreddit 2, diamonds are out. Reddit platinum is a girl's best friend. Final edit, this drawing's credit goes to you /1u1u23. Somebody wanted me to go on an expedition in the Ural Mountains to find a Yeti. They provided me with audio titled Yeti Screams and I declined. First of all, they are probably not real, and second of all, who the fuck wants to find a Yeti? Those things are horrifying and fuck knows if they are aggressive or not. Either you come face to face with a potentially dangerous giant ape that could probably rip you to shreds, or you've frozen your bollocks off in inhospitable Arctic tundra for nothing. No good comes of either. What do you do that people randomly ask you to go on expeditions? I'd love to believe that one day when we have mastered the whole space travel thing, we will detect alien life on another planet which will freak everyone out, mass panic. Then we go to their planet for a little look and it's just a bunch of Ewoks jabbering about being adorable. But Ewoks are terrifying, they eat other sentient creatures and can fight and win over a technical superior trained soldiers. According to the legend's lore, Ewoks have magic that can completely destroy planets. So don't fuck with the Ewoks, man. That Japanese creature with an eye on his butthole that runs up to you and moons you while looking at you. Sure, Japanese, lit. Buttocks eye is a strange guy with an eye in the place of his anus. The story goes as follows: long ago, a samurai was walking at night down the road to Kaito, when he heard someone calling out for him to wait. Who's there? He asked nervously, only to turn around and find a man stripping off his clothes and pointing his bare buttocks at the flabbergasted traveler. A huge glittering eye then opened up where the strange man's anus should have been. Just when I thought Japan couldn't top themselves with batshit weird yokai, I stand corrected. That is simultaneously the most hilarious and most horrifying thing I have heard of. According to legend, Street George the Dragon Slayer earned his moniker by traveling to Middle East, Libya, fighting and killing a dragon. You might assume, and many did, that the story was made up. But they discovered art in the Middle East from the time period showing a knight in full British armor fighting a giant crocodile. So I think it was all true and the dragon was real. The people of Britain just didn't know what a crocodile was. Edit, shouldn't have said British armor, better to say knight's armor. Edit 2, Middle East should be Africa, I'm a dumb immerser. Edit 3, the the art was from Barcelona and supplied by the much better informed u/key Alexandria, whose reply is below. https://max/14004/1*xdh8zpc4vbpfw Edit 4. I'm pretty sure the people of Britain still don't know what a crocodile is. I'd really like to see that art, it sounds cool. I think he's talking about this piece of art, though it's actually from Barcelona. https://max/14004/1*xdh8zpc4vbpfw I talked about it a bit more about the Street George Dragon vs Krak thing in a direct reply to his comment. Struggle to find the Middle Eastern artwork, but as you can see, most of them depict the dragon as around the size of a crocodile. Street George. But the official legend said that George found the dragon too surprisingly small, about the size of a cow, so he trained it and gave it to the king as a pet. The dragon stayed in the royal garden, as the legend says. That would make sense too, as where the gators in the castle's moat tale comes from. Imagine traveling all that way just to kill a crocodile. I don't know about you, but if I lived my entire life never having seen a crocodile and then saw one, I'd be content with calling that fucker a dragon when I kick its ass.